Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining us for another artist interview today. We are so excited to sit down with one of our favorite artists from Berlin, Germany. You might know him behind Aladdin Street Rat and one of his newer cards, the Sardine Can.
Don't forget, grab your swords.
Yes, oh yeah, grab your swords, very usable.
Or kill the beast in French, I think. It's a different, yeah.
Anyway, please welcome to the channel, Peter Brockhammer. It's so nice to see you.
Hey guys, thank you for the invitation.
Hey, so glad to see you.
Yeah, we're so excited to have finally met you after, looking at your art for the last, oh my gosh, feels like a year, probably a little less than that, but it's so wonderful to finally put a face to the gorgeous pictures.
Yeah, so one of the questions we always start out with is, nowadays with both sets out, Rise of the Floodborn and the first chapter, there are thousands of Lorcana fans and Disney fans opening packs of cards and like stumbling upon your art for the very first time. How would you introduce yourself to new fans?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Well, normally I'm always telling something about Ariel and my experience with Ariel because it's my first Disney movie. But then I was thinking about, wait a minute, because normally when I meet new people and I'm introducing myself, I'm always saying, hey, I'm Peter, here like Peter Pan, because it gives them a chance to keep my name in mind and have an association. So I would do the same, like, hey, I'm Peter Pan, I'm one of those guys who never grew up and I'm able to work for a company who is, being with me since I was born and influenced me a lot. So maybe something like this.
I love that.
Fascinating. It's fascinating because we do want to ask about Ariel because we know that that's a special place in your heart. But it is fascinating that when you're asked about yourself, like the first thing you go to is Disney, with Peter, and it really speaks to what I feel like is that special place that Disney holds in your heart, which makes it so cool that you're working on this Disney game. And
you can definitely tell by just like the whimsy in your art that you are Peter Pan. You are just like bringing that joy to people and embracing the things that made us happy as kids and gave us wonder. So
yeah, sort of. And to be honest, I will never give this inner child up because I think nowadays it's important just to have a moment, just going back and just be yourself and not acting as an adult and following all those rules as an adult. And so it makes it just me, and I can, it just makes me who I am. Yeah.
I love it.
I love it too. One of my favorite sayings is, I heard this somewhere, I forget who said it, but life's big secret is that nobody feels like an adult. And I feel like so many people try like to act like it. And I think once you embrace the idea that, we're all just still kids and just live life that way, it makes things so much better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Peter, we'd love to know kind of about when in your life you really decided that you wanted to make art your career.
Well, to be honest, since ever. So since I was able to hold a pen, so far I can remember, I always, no matter where there was a blank space, white space somewhere on a sheet of paper or in a book, I was always drawing in this area. And my parents, they even have all of those old Disney books from the beginning of the 90s. And every page actually can spot somewhere a mermaid or whatever, a princess. And even though my parents don't really have any clue about art, they always knew, okay, this is somewhere they would give me a go and just lead me to and support me. And so it was always clear. My parents didn't knew, okay, what kind of jobs is he going, or what kind of options do we have in the future for him? So my parents actually planned for me that I'm going to be a fashion designer. This is the only thing they knew from TV.
Yeah.
Because back in Germany, we don't have like companies like Disney or any other animation studios. So for me, to study somewhere in America wasn't an option for them. So in fashion design, okay, we had Karl Lagerfeld and some stuff in Europe, so it was more obvious to them. And then my grandma, she taught me how to sew and to knit and doing all those stuff.
They were just preparing you to make clothes.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I was drawing dresses. But at the end of the day, I was always watching my Disney movies together with my mom every Sunday. And then she was sitting down, pausing the VHS, and then we've been copying and drawing what we see on the TV. That was really nice, yeah.
I was going to ask, like, what is one of your first memories of creating art? Do you have like an early childhood memory of making art?
Well, to be honest, I think those moments with my mom together on every Sunday when we watched The Jungle Book or Beauty and the Beast. And I think I have my talent from her, even though she never worked in this area. But I really enjoyed how precise she was with copying what she saw, and my goal was always to be better than her. That was my first memory, I think.
Copying the Disney VHS stills frames.
Exactly, the frames, yeah.
That's so cool. I feel like this is kind of the perfect segue to talk about The Little Mermaid, because in interviews and stuff, you've talked about the impact this character had on you. And if anybody looks at your social feeds, they see, Ariel drawn
several times.
A lot of times in many different styles. But it's great because each one's like a different style or a different facial expression. It's just this character reinterpreted in so many different ways. So it's very evident that this movie and this character had a big impact on you. What is it about the film that resonates with you so much?
Well, as a child, I didn't know what it was. I just remember it was a sunny Christmas day at my grandparents' place, and all of my, 14 cousins, I think, we've been sitting together in the living room. I was sitting in a chair with one of my cousins together, and I think it was 1991, 1990 something, 1991, I think. I think I was about 3 years old. And then I was sitting there and super excited and satisfied. What is this? Who is this girl with the red hair and the fishtail? And yeah, ever since I was just drawing mermaids. And my mother, when I was taking a bath, and she was always preparing me like plastic mermaid tails so I can pretend I'm a merman. And regarding my art, drawing mermaids or Ariel became so used to me because it's kind of a comfort zone. I always knew what to do, like anatomy-wise, flow, but I could always use this to practice my style. And that's why when you scroll down my Instagram page, for example, you see so many areas, but in so many different styles. You can see actually the development and my influences and my thoughts behind it. So, yeah.
It's amazing. I do hope... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, is there just like a piece of Ariel, that when you're drawing her, it just kind of like feels... It feels like home. It's like your comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
always this, the child I'm bringing out of the box. And I'm in this moment and I'm totally relaxing. It's kind of meditative.
Yeah, that was a good way to put it. That's what I was trying to get at. Like it's your way to kind of meditate and decompress in a way.
100%, yeah.
So, Peter, we understand that you are a huge fan of plants.
I know this sounds random to people watching, but like this is something that you're kind of known for, is your love of plants and nature.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen it in a couple places.
So
and on screen we see
you see Ariel and you see plants, so you get both of the best things.
So what is it about plants that inspires you or that you love?
A couple of years ago, I thought, plants are hating me. I had plants because it will never survive. But then my boyfriend and we moved together here in this place 5 years ago. And I had this special concept about the apartment, how everything should look like. And plants give just so much life, and especially when I'm here surrounded at my working station with a computer and a lot of shelves and technical stuff, plants kind of give some life, put some life into it, and it gives oxygen, things like that. And my happiest place is general being in nature, because it brings me down and it just relaxes me, and it's again a meditative thing to come down. Maybe it's the contrast of my life and my work and my life here in Berlin, in a big city, and I can always come back to my place and just relax and calm down. And this is a nice and easy thing to have.
Yeah. Well, if they hated you before, they love you now, because that
I think so, especially this one.
Yeah.
This one would never die.
It's like, hey, I want to be on camera. Hey.
That was actually a baby I did by myself. I grew by myself, and now, yeah.
All right, so Peter, we've talked about Disney, and if you look through your social media feeds, you see Ariel and a bunch of other Disney characters, but we also see characters from other franchises, other games and such. So we wanted to ask, if you had a chance to work on any franchise or property that you haven't had a chance to work on yet, if somebody called you out of the blue today, who would that be? What's your dream franchise to work on?
Pokemon, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, Pokemon. I'm not a creature designer, but there was always something about those Pokemon, like having those digital animals and taking care of and becoming friends and just coming up with own characters. That would be really cool. And even to have merchandise like plushies and things like that. And
well, and for those of you, so just, are you a Pokemon collector?
Mm-hmm.
You collect Pokemon?
I am.
Okay.
So I was really excited that Disney came up with the TCG. I was like, ooh, this is a great combination.
That's interesting. To be honest, I think you're the first artist we talked to who actually collected, I mean, we talked to a couple like Magic players, but I don't know that we've talked to anybody else who collected Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's fast. That's so cool.
Well, just to give you an insight, this is my Magic the Gathering.
Yes!
Oh my god.
Gathering shelf, and here are some Pokemon stuff, and downstairs are my binders.
What is your favorite, and outside of Lorcana, what is your favorite TCG? Or is that asking?
When it comes to when I'm playing or when I'm, just collecting?
That's true, because those are different things.
Yeah.
Both,
yeah.
I mean,
Two
well,
answers. Playing.
Collecting, Pokemon, obviously. But playing, I think Magic the Gathering, and then close afterwards, it's Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay.
That's fascinating. No, it's so fascinating and exciting to hear about your love for TCGs, both playing and collecting, and Disney, because for us, knowing that is a passion of yours, Disney's a passion of yours, to see you on Lorcana now is even more exciting, because you're bringing these two passions together.
So, Peter, what now that we've seen the first two sets, what is your favorite card that you did not create in the first two sets?
So definitely one of the Stitch cards. It's hard.
I'm about to
so the Stitch maybe from Alex Accorsi.
Oh, new dog.
Okay.
Exactly. Because it just embodies the dumb and cuteness of Stitch, and I love Stitch. He's actually, beside Ariel, I think one of my favorite Disney characters, and he's actually also on my list on Ravensburger, just to draw him. But yeah, there are so many great artworks. Also, the Beauty and the Beast from Beauty and the Beast from Cookie. Oh yeah, and the Tinkerbell from Cookie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big Tink.
Damn it. But I love Cookie in general. And I love Alex, and also the Stitch from Marcel. But I think I stay with Stitch because it's one of my favorite artists and the character itself. So yeah, Stitch with Alex Accorsi.
I would say
from Alex Accorsi.
We haven't had an opportunity to meet Alex yet, so we definitely have to fix that. But something you just said, I think, speaks to one of the reasons that I think these interviews with the artists are so important, and that is when you get to know the artist behind the card, it changes your whole perception and appreciation for that art. So knowing Cookie and Alex and Marcel, I'm sure makes you appreciate that art in a completely different way than you would just a random, a random piece of art. And I think that that's what's so important about fans of the game having an opportunity to get to know all of you. It just allows you to play the game in a whole new way because you get to appreciate it in a different way.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, it's a really nice bond you are creating with the artist, especially when it's between the artists, because you exchange your experiences and coming up with ideas and inspirations. Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, and so to our final segment of the interview. So if you've seen our other interviews, you might know that we love to do this 10-question questionnaire based on something that Proust created a long time ago. So we'll just run through these and whatever comes to your mind, Peter. So the first,
my favorite part.
The first one is, what sound or noise do you love?
Okay, there's an easy one. I had this topic last week with my colleague in the feedback call. My art director was asking, okay, what noises brings you down? What kind of brings you in the zone while you're working? I was like, I love to listen to spa-inspired meditative music with those spiritual sounds. Okay. And I actually know where it comes from, because my mother, she used to have a cosmetic institute in Germany. And when I was a teenager and she had an open spot, she was always calling me after school. She was like, hey, I have a free spot. Can you come after school and just clean your skin? So I was always lying there with this music in the background, and she was just preparing my face and massaging it. And while I'm working, I always listen to those spiritual whatever songs, and just brings me down. All of those woos and woo. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it.
No, yeah. I think I get it. I love it. Conversely, what sound or noise do you hate?
Big city noise. Well, great that I live in Berlin.
Yeah, I was about to say, like...
Yeah, but it's actually okay in Berlin, I would say. Back in my... So, I have to turn back time a little bit, because when I used to work as interior designer / visual merchandiser, I used to travel to London a lot. And London is like so loud and so noisy, and every time I came back to Berlin, I was like, oh, it's so quiet in here. It's really nice. No people, no cars. And yeah, I hate when it gets just loud. A lot of people talking and street noises.
What is your idea of happiness?
My idea of happiness, a balance of your life, so a balance of yourself, of your mental health, of your career. Just because I think when people are more outbalanced, they're more chilled and relaxed when they know who they are happy. They don't project their issues onto other people, and are just happy. So this is for me happiness, when you're surrounded by those people, or maybe you could just share some of your balance and just help somebody else to create a balance. Just actually happiness is creating happiness. Doesn't make sense. It sounds so, I don't know, spiritual, but this is what I've learned after so many years, but after the last years. Yeah.
Balance. I like
balance.
it.
Actually, balance, yeah.
Who is your favorite hero in fiction?
My favorite hero in fiction? Oh, that's a good question. So when it comes to the abilities, I would say it's Green Lantern, because I see similarities when it comes to myself, because I do have to come up with ideas and create images in my head, so maybe it would be easy for me to project them. Yeah, Green Lantern.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite heroine in fiction?
Heroine. Oh, all of them. Because to be honest, I would wish that there are more powerful heroines in our real life world. And there are a lot of them, that they just need a voice. And I grew up with where I wished like women had a stronger voice, and I really support them in my family as well. So that's why I appreciate all of them. I don't really have a... Is it enough for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. That's part of the fun of these questions is they just give us insight into who you are. So like that's a great answer.
Yeah. Have to. Yeah, it kind of makes me kind of sentimental when you think about it. It's so unexpected.
What talent would you most like to have?
So yeah, my favorite talent I would like to have is writing, because this is the one who is not appealing easy to me. My boyfriend, for example, he's so amazing at writing. He's writing songs, he's writing general texts and comedic stuff and deep stuff. And he's just always expressing himself when he feels bad or something is wrong happening in this world. He's starting writing it down in such a poetic and touching way. But it's also the other way around for him. When he's staring at my work, he's like, oh, I'm so jealous of what you can do. But maybe it's the same, just another different way. Because when I'm drawing, I also express myself in my drawings, because I can't write them down properly. And it feels definitely more easy to me. But yeah, it's writing, because it also it helps for your mental health, because you can reflect yourself while you're writing. Well, maybe I can just do it, but I'm just scared doing it. Maybe I just put too much pressure on myself, because it has to sound good, but maybe it doesn't, because it's just at the end for myself. But yeah, it's writing.
What is your most treasured possession?
My balance. This really is. Of course, you think about like money and career, but it comes all if you're outbalanced and know who you are and know what your path is or your aims or your goals in life. It just comes by itself. But you have to work for your balance and your mental health, and so yeah, I would say this. Yeah, my balance.
What are your favorite names?
My favorite names?
Mm-hmm.
Like names?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. As long as they are not ugly, but this is different from country to country.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't really have a clear answer to this one.
Okay.
You know, we started asking this question because so many artists you create characters and you create people, and so yeah, it's just
no, but the answers are always fascinating.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Yeah. So what is your motto?
Yeah, that's an easy one. Your goals are your motivation. Because this is what helps me the most. I didn't know where I got this from. Maybe I did kind of came up by myself. Maybe I was influenced. But this is what I'm telling my nieces or whoever needs it when they don't know what to do in life or when they feel down or whatever. And of course, if you have a goal in life, it always gives you motivation, something to do.
And finally, what is one question we didn't ask you that you wish we would have?
That's a good one. A question? Okay, I don't know, my shoe size or my eye color? And then you have to guess. No, I have no clue, to be honest.
Is there anything we didn't talk about that you wanted to?
Oh, maybe you can ask me what is one of my mother tongues?
What is one of your mother tongues? Well,
yeah. What is one of your mother tongues?
It's not just German. And then I would say guess.
Oh, guess what else?
English, obviously. Well,
no.
Polish?
Yes. Yeah, my mother, she's from Poland.
Polish
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, yeah, because I feel like French would be the obvious choice to us here in America, but I was, Polish.
Interesting. No, that's so cool, and explains why you know Kane or
Cookie.
Cookie. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Cookie.
Yeah. So interesting. That's so cool.
Well, it was so nice to get to meet you, Peter. Thank you for
so fun
sitting down to talk to us today.
Really enjoyed it, guys. It felt like it wasn't the first time that we guys were sitting together and just had a nice chat. So,
yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, hopefully we get to do it again. And there's 4 cards out now. We hope there are more cards coming. And let's do this again soon, Peter.
Yeah, very soon. It was really nice. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.